Hello, it's a lovely good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present the top stories in the news tonight. Former President Edgar Lungu blocked from accessing PF Secretariat. Alliance for Community Action condemns police brutality of opposition cadres. UPND youths in KANYAMA vow to go back to markets and bus stops. In international news, floods in Ghana displaced 26,000 people in the east of the country. In sports news, hockey women's team record first win as men's team gets knocked out of games. More of these stories after the break.
What if I never knew? What if I never found you? I never have this feeling in my heart.
Are you planning to marry or get married? Contact the Camnet media team for a professional capturing of your big day in life. Let your relatives, friends and the nation join you in celebrating your big day on television. Just at a manageable fee, Camnet Television will cover and transmit your wedding on your channel of choice. Contact the marketing department on mobile number. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
I give my love to having home. And this
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
The news in detail. Lusaka Magistrate Mutinta Mwenya has warned sureties to fugitive former President Edgar Lungu's political advisor Kaiza Zulu to avail him before court or face the next step of the court. This is after Kaiza Zulu failed to show up in a matter he is facing one count of conversion not amounting to theft contrary to section 291 chapter 87 of the Penal Code. Allegations are that the former political advisor concealed a government vehicle when he left office valued at 955,000 kwacha, which was assigned to him while serving at State House. However, the vehicle was recovered by police on March 25, 2022, despite government giving an amnesty to all individuals holding on to government motor vehicles. Earlier surety to the accused, Munia Zulu, asked for 30 days to find the accused as they are trying to track his whereabouts. Magistrate Mwenya has since adjourned the matter to the 28th of November 2023. The Opposition Patriotic Front Emergency Central Committee meeting has confirmed former President Edgar Lungu as its party president. Addressing the media in Lusaka shortly after the meeting, Mr. Nakachinda claims the party had rejected the former president's resignation, alleging that he was just on leave. He says the party also approved the expulsion of Matero constituency Member of Parliament Miles Samba from the party. Meanwhile, police stopped the PF from proceeding with the meeting on account that they had not obtained a police permit. Here's a report.
Day one as an opposition leader was not easy for former President Edgar Lungu, as it comes at a time when the party is entangled in wrangles with the Mao Samba camp having an upper hand following the revocation of the ex parte injunction that had previously barred him from identifying himself as elected Patriotic Front PF president. Accessing the party secretariat was impossible for the former head of state. So was the case at the police headquarters. Meanwhile, the Patriotic Front held an emergency central committee meeting under tight security as police got wind of the meeting, which they deemed illegal as the conveners did not sought the permission in line with the Public Order Act. Former Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo pleaded with the men and women in uniform who once saluted him to allow the meeting to go on, but they were impatient and warned that they risked being compelled to abandon the meeting with tear gas, and that is how they left the building. And PF National Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda told the press that the Central Committee of the party unanimously approved former President Edgar Lungu as the party president. He adds that the Central Committee also reaffirmed the expulsion of Mau Sampa from the party.
The ratification or confirmation of the expulsion of one Mau Sampa. The second being the fact that in 2021 we had a decision expressed by the former president wanting to resign from his position as party president, which was rejected by Central Committee at that particular time. And then he was asked to go on leave, which is already in public domain, that he announced willingness to come back to active politics. And we just had that presented to Central Committee, and unanimously or altogether we have affirmed that he's welcome to take his position. And as it stands now, the party president of Patriotic Front remains with Dr. EDGAR Chagwa Lungu, and therefore any other matters will be able to resolve in the nearest future. As we are dealing with, you've seen what we are handling here. Police are following us in our homes and everywhere, and we're still yet to meet the IG to find out why he has decided to turn the police service into a branch of UPND.
The court has set November 27th, 2023 as the date for an inter-party hearing in a matter where the Edgar Lungu camp has contested Mr. Sampa's election as PF President. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Heavily armed police officers Monday morning blocked former President Edgar Lungu from accessing the Patriotic Front Party Secretariat. After minutes of engagement, police officers on the scene guided the former president to engage the Inspector General of Police, where he was once again denied entry. On Saturday, Mr. Lungu announced his return to active politics to save the party from the divisions that have characterized it recently. More in this report.
These are scenes from the Patriotic Front Secretariat this morning. Episode by episode, the drama continues to unfold and getting more interesting. This time, the former Commander-in-Chief of all Armed Forces, Edgar Lungu, was blocked from accessing the Patriotic Front Party Secretariat by his one-time heavily armed officers.
Currently what is happening is unfortunate because it was yesterday when we almost lost 2 lives, and we are wondering if at all our gentleman will survive properly, because you see, when a bullet enters through a knee, it is something that is very bad. You cannot heal properly. You know, these are situations where it can lead to amputation. Our appeal is that I think the government should avoid this. It's very unnecessary, and these are small things that grow into bad things. To the mother church bodies, we are pleading with you. What is happening should be a concern to you people who are always preaching good news to us. Pray for Mother Zambia. Speak to people who are trying to bring anarchy in this country.
After a failed attempt to access the party secretariat, Mr. Lungu and his entourage drove to the police headquarters to engage the Inspector General of Police, Grafa Musamba, over the presence of police at their dear secretariat. Here, only a few individuals, exclusive of the former head of state, were allowed inside, among them Party Vice President Given Luwinda, who unfortunately brought with him the news that the IG could not attend to them at the time, as he was in another engagement.
They sent somebody and said, yes, IG is going to see you, but he's in a meeting. He will see you after 14:30. Can you go? Then we called you, and I said, I have the time, I have the patience, we can sit here until after the end of that meeting. Now it is surprising that if I can go through, all of us, the 4 of us can go through without an appointment, while you require an appointment. It's totally unacceptable and unbelievable.
But here we're told by one union that we should go back to the Secretariat and we will call, come back when the IT is ready. Then he changed his story, said we're in the wrong place, we should go to Kanza at the division headquarters. He's the one who has the answer. So clearly they're playing game. So I don't know where to go to. The police can't help me. at this level to understand why there are policemen at our offices. But I'm not organizing CADRES with one, and howled my wife out of the house. We have already packed. We have left. We didn't even spend the night there. If they think they can blackmail me by giving me crumbs and all these things, I will seek my rights in political participate to the extent that I cannot get involved in the party.
Mr. Rubinda also quickly reacted to President Edgar Lungu's revelation that United Party for National Development UPND had sent some people to protest against his continued stay at the IBEX government-rented house.
For them to go to President Edgar Lungu's former house to go and protest that he must leave the house. Now, this is totally unbelievable that in a country which has a respect of rules, a respect of laws and procedure, can use cadres as a way of frustrating and intimidating and embarrassing a former head of state.
While Mau Samba enjoys the legal backing for now, the other camp seem unwilling to give up so easily and ready to do all it takes to take back full control of the party. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
United Party for National Development youths in KANYAMA constituency have vowed to defend President Hakainde Hichilema against verbal attacks from the opposition. The youths who protested at the National Assembly Parliamentary Office, led by the party's constituency youth trustee Kerry Piri, implored UPND members to register their presence in public facilities such as markets and bus stations. He says the move has been undertaken in response to former President Edgar Lungu's return to active politics, saying they want to protect their territories. More in this report.
People are reacting differently on the return to active politics by former President Edgar Lungu. Some people say he made a very big mistake, while others say he made a right decision, while others have been giving a neutral position. But for these United Party for National Development youths in Lusaka's KANYAMA constituency in Chinika ward, they see ECL's comeback as a return to the old order of political rivalry and confrontation between the Greens and the Reds. They vowed to defend President Hakainde Hichilema from those allegedly insulting him, sending a strong warning that things will no longer be the same.
We are putting our foot on the ground. We want to make sure that every member of UPND in KANYAMA constituency is visible. Wherever you are, may you be visible. At the market, at the bus station, at every compound. People thought that we are not on the ground. We are on the ground. It's only that we followed the policy of our president. He said no cadarism. This time around, I want to warn even the opposition, you play it safe, checks and balances. Insults, I'm sorry. It's not a matter of maybe tribute. We know what you did to us when you were in the ruling part, like PF. You did like utmost worse to UPND part and its members. But this time around, don't think that we're not on the ground. We're on the ground and we make sure that we put our voice head. We're the ruling party and we have to be respected the way we respected you.
The UPND KANYAMA constituency official says party members must register their strong presence in markets and bus stations.
We are urging our youths to be visible wherever they are. We want them to be visible. We've got our members in markets, we've got our members in bus stops, we've got our members in the compound. So we want all those members to be visible. May it be in markets, we want our members to be visible. May it be in bus stations, we want our members to be visible. This time around, we want to allow anyone to insult the party, the presidency. We will stand our ground as youths and make sure we ride on the command that was given to us by our provincial chairman, Mr. Banda.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Alliance for Community Action has condemned the alleged tear gassing of suspected opposition Patriotic Front members on Sunday, 29th October 2023 by Zambia police after they attempted to access the Secretariat. Organization Executive Director Laura Miti says this is the time the police must embrace professionalism, unlike picking sides. Ms. Miti tells Camnet TV News that police officers are duty-bound to promote law and order and not to involve themselves in internal party wrangles. Meanwhile, United Party for National Development National Trustee Grace Chivube has thanked the former President Edgar Lungu for rejoining active politics, explaining that he brings good political competition. Nelson Zulu reports.
Running battles have continued rocking the former ruling party, the now opposition Patriotic Front, with the return of former President Edgar Lungu to active politics. The other camp, led by Samba, firmly believe he is the only legitimate president. As the intra-party wrangles deepen, some opposition Patriotic Front members were Sunday, 29th October 2023, allegedly tear-gassed by police officers after being blocked from accessing the party secretariat. Alliance for Community Action has condemned the manner the police officers conducted themselves at the Patriotic Front Secretariat. Alliance Executive Director Laura Miti says police officers need to be professional in handling this matter and stick to their duty of promoting law and order.
We saw some cattle that were extremely unruly. Now, it doesn't matter how angry they are, being unruly is being unruly. So I would say that the police should be professional. It is their job, yes, to protect property, to protect people, but it is not theirs to interfere in internal politics of any institution whatsoever.
Ms. Miti also explains that the former ruling party is testing its own medicine for failing to resolve the challenges the party is facing.
Coming a step backwards to how we get there. It would seem that the PF as an entity needs to sort out a real dog's dinner, real problems. So now we are sitting and we are being told that President Lungu has come back into active politics. As who? Is he the president? And if he's a president, didn't he resign? So there's a lot going on there. Now the problem with PF as we know it is that they tend to be very violent.
Meanwhile, the ruling United Party for National Development National Trustee Grace Chivube explains that the former president's return to active politics brings the much-needed competition to the political scene and appreciated him for speaking out.
We wish him the best and we are very happy to have a competitor like EDGAR Lungu. So we see where we are going. We welcome you. We are very happy as a party UPND to tell you we are very much happy.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The distribution of urea fertilizer under the Farmer Input Support Program FISP for the 2023-2024 farming season has been completed in Southern Province. Disclosing the development, Southern Province Minister Credo Nanjua says the supplier, Alpha Commodities, completed the distribution before the deadline of 31 October 2023. Speaking when Alpha Commodities Operations Manager Ndeleki Mianda paid a courtesy call at his office Monday, Mr. Nanjua also disclosed that farmers have since commenced collection of the top-dressing fertilizer alongside the ongoing verification exercise. Alpha Commodities Operations Manager Mr. Mianda says the company has supplied 27,506 metric tons in the province, which was completed on October 29, 2023. More in the following report.
The distribution of urea fertilizer under the 2023-2024 farming season in Southern Province has been completed. This came to light when Alpha Commodities Operations Manager Ndeleki Mianda paid a courtesy call to Southern Province Minister Credo Nanjua at his office Monday morning. And Mr. Nanjua has since held Alpha Commodities, which was contracted to supply the province under the 2023-2024 farming season, for completing the delivery of farming inputs before the deadline of 31st October 2023.
100% performance before the deadline. I think that's what is called efficiency. So every time we are looking for efficiency, as prescribed by the head of state, President Kagame has indicated that three principles in procurement. One, it is the right cost. One is delivery on time, and quality, of course. So I want to congratulate you and appreciate you for this performance.
Mr. Mianda explains that the company was contracted to distribute 27,506 metric tons, which was completed by close of business Sunday, 29th October 2023, ahead of the October 31st deadline.
Of course, it hasn't been easy because we've got some places that may have a big allocation but with very little infrastructure. But we've managed to navigate around. One of the places that are messing up would be a place like KANYAMA, but infrastructure is a bit of a problem. But we've navigated around, so at times we'll keep stock in the next town.
Meanwhile, a check in Zambia district found farmers collecting fertilizer alongside the verification exercise. Zambia District Agriculture Coordinator Alfred Sianjase says the distribution of urea in the district is expected to be completed in 2 weeks.
With the numbers that we have issued already with the authority to collect, which is about 4,854 farmers, we are pretty sure and we are quite sure that redeeming by next week Friday, we are going to conclude.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
31 cases of anthrax have been reported in Western Province. Anthrax has broken out in 5 districts of Western Province, namely Mongo, Nalolo, Senanga, Sioma and Sesheke, where 31 cases have been recorded. In an interview with Camnet News Monday, Western Province Provincial Veterinary Officer Dr. Stephen Tembo confirmed the development and says a total number of 31 animals have been recorded so far in 5 districts of Western Province. Dr. Tembo has since appealed to the general public to avoid buying uncertified meat and touching any animal suspected of anthrax. More in the following report.
Anthrax is a serious infectious disease caused by gram-positive bacteria known as Bacillus anthrax. It occurs naturally in soil and commonly affecting domestic as well as wild animals around the world. Dr. Stephen Tembo is Provincial Veterinary Officer and confirmed the development to Camnet TV News in Mongo.
We confirm that the province has reported cases of anthrax in 5 districts, namely Mongo, Nalolo, Senanga, Sioma, and Sesheke districts. I think so far we have 11 cases and mortalities in Nalolo, while Mongo recorded 1 case, Senanga 3 as of yesterday, and in Sioma we had 11 cases, while in Sesheke we recorded 5 cases in cattle, 1 in goat that succumbed to the disease, and dogs. Yeah.
He, however, appeals to the members of the public to avoid consuming uncertified meat products. Brenda Nasere, meat trader at Ruelo Market in Kaplanga area of Western Province, had this message to her fellow meat traders.
Nieleza babamu babalekisa sinana kuli lutokomele kwa kuleka manama akakuli okumuka na kubizwa kwa vulozi kwe kumala kwekisiko musesi ishwezi umani kuba ni mamela yakuli lusikelwa itekakela tasilekeleke umaso kuli lwitekakela fa kuli lukono kuyambukisa maneni luna bankasibiri bakona kuyambukya ni mabasi au nakatalwa yambukisa.
Meanwhile, some Mungu residents have called on for more sensitization about the dangers of the disease.
Kuli bamuso kambe kintu ekona lalo bakupa kuli baye mwali bakazeswa nangeze nzima mishitu kwa kusina ma radio kwa safety kuli bazamaenge baluta babasikabuziba utukuwo walubete mobukona kufeda sichaba.
The rate at which these cases are coming up in the province, it is important that enough sensitization is shared about this disease while preventive measures are being put in place. Musiaba Kabira reporting for Camnet News in Mungu Western Province.
We'll take a break. Join us for more news after the break.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mush, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GoTV, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
We'll continue with the news. The Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry has encouraged Zambian citizens to take risks and start up businesses that will contribute to the country's economic growth. Speaking at the Zambia Mauritius Business Expo in Lusaka Monday morning, Ministry Permanent Secretary, who was represented by Director Trade Margaret Chikoba, says there are many opportunities for collaboration with businesses from outside Zambia that business owners should take advantage of. Meanwhile, ZDA Director General Albert Haliampa says failure is part of the learning process and says the people of Zambia should not be afraid to take loans and invest in productive sectors such as agriculture. Meanwhile, Mauritius Economic Development Board Director Industry Girish Bhaktawan Singh says businesses from his country have come to look for opportunities and collaborations with the Zambian businesses for the next 2 days. More in this report.
The 2-day Zambia and Mauritius Business Expo has commenced in Lusaka, Zambia, in which the two countries seek to collaborate more in the area of investment and trade as a means of improving the two countries' economy and attain a vision of becoming a prosperous middle-income country by the year 2030 for Zambia and a developed country for Mauritius. Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Director Trade Margaret Chikuba, who represented the Permanent Secretary at the meeting, says she wants to see the Expo produce more investments and collaborations between the two countries that will culminate in improved economic growth.
Opportunities need a mind and hands. If you don't apply yourself to the opportunity, it remains as an opportunity. So this is a time for us to not only look at opportunities and say opportunities are there and somebody else is taking it. We need to apply our minds. Young people have the greatest time to actually learn, do things, make mistakes, pick up, and be able to create the best that you can.
In Zambia, Development Agency Director General Albert Halwampa says he wants to see more Zambian businesses being set up as a way of promoting trade and collaborations with other countries.
We need to focus on growing the middle class so that youth, young people will be looking out for opportunities. Take the risks. Fail, succeed, fail, but take the risks. Because that's the future of this continent, Africa. For you, the young people, to take the risks in the entrepreneurial space so that you can own companies, to run companies and grow those companies. So the opportunities are so huge out there.
In Zambia Chamber of Commerce, represented by Lusaka Chamber of Commerce President Alexander Lawrence, wants to see more Zambian products reaching the Mauritius market.
The notion of looking at individuals as being foreigners, but every person who comes or in or out is a business opportunity that we need to begin to take advantage of. So for the youth, it's now the element of innovation, creativity, because you cannot sit on your laurels and say that I'm going to school to go and get a job. You are going to school so that you have creative thinking, critical thinking, to come out into the market and take up your place and provide solutions to the economy that needs your help.
In Mauritius, Economic Development Board Director Industry is optimistic that the Expo will open more opportunities for its country to invest in Zambia in various areas such as agro-processing, textile, jewelry, and others.
The ACFTA has put as target, by which period you need to develop, to build supply chain, to increase the transaction exchange between countries. We are talking at a time where the hurdles are being removed, okay? And we are talking of a time regularly that the time has come also for Africa to exploit all their full potential.
The Expo has also seen various businesses from the two countries showcase their brands. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, says the total saving within the capital market has grown by 68.26% in the third quarter of this year. SEC Chief Executive Officer Philip Chitalu says this was largely driven by fund size increase in corporate bonds and the growth in the number of investors, including portfolio size in both local and foreign collective investment schemes. Mr. Chitalu adds that the total market capitalization, including Shoprite Holdings PLC, increased by about 6.93%. Meanwhile, Mr. Chitalu says the delays in concluding Zambia's debt restructuring with creditors in the period under review affected the Zambian economy overall, as seen in the expected flow of funds from investors and investor perceptions on the country's credit rating.
The market cap compared to June figures that we presented went up by 7%, 6.93% to 82.117 million or billion from 76.79. Then our other key metric is assets under management. This is the collective investment schemes. They also went up by 9.77% from 1.874 billion to 2.05 billion. I think we now close to about $100 million. I think for the first time in the number of years we've been keeping track of this particular market. In terms of corporate bonds, the reduction in yields, the little reduction in yields actually saw three corporates, I think 2 or 3 corporates raised a total of about 300 million kwacha last in corporate bonds. So outstanding corporate bonds went up by 37.58%. So in terms of aggregate figures, we're talking about the total savings that are regulated or controlled or overseen by the capital markets. So authority, regulator ourselves, the SEC, is up from 79.532 billion to 85.307 billion, as it were.
A Chief Financial Officer at the Public Service Microfinance Institution, Clement Luandamina, has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court that an advancement payment of $33.75 million United States dollars to China Energy Engineering Group Yunnan Electric Power Design Institute Company for the construction of FTJ University was approved by former Acting Secretary to the Treasury, Mukuli Chikuba. Testifying before Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiwili, Mr. Luandamina says at the time of approving the advancement payment of the design and building of the university in 2018, former Secretary to the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, was on leave. This is in a matter in which former Secretary to the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, is jointly charged with former Ministry of Higher Education Permanent Secretary, Owen Mgemezulu, and former Ministry of Education employees, Joseph Ntele, Joseph Piri, and Joseph Ngulube on charges of failure to comply with laid-down procedure. Details in this report.
Public anxiety continues to grip the citizens on where the over $33 million United States dollars meant for the construction and designing of Frederick Titus Jacob Chilwell University in northern Angola province was channeled to. A state witness has testified before the Lusaka Magistrate Court that following the approval of the contract by the Ministry of Higher Education and the contractor China Energy Engineering Group Yunnan Electric Power Design Institute Company Limited, effective 25th July 2017, an advance payment of $33.75 million United States dollars was to be paid to the contractor. During cross-examination, a Chief Financial Officer at the Public Service Microfinance, Clement Luandamina, told Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiwili that the advance payment to the contractor was made at the time when former Secretary to the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, was on leave, effective 22nd January 2018. The defense argued that according to Regulation Number 6 of the 2006 Clause 34, authority granted to payment ceases to have effect at the end of December of that year. Mr. Yamba's lawyer submitted that the advance payment was paid in 2018 when the accused number 1's authority had expired in 2017. The state witness also testified that then Acting Secretary to the Treasury, Mukuli Chikuba, was the one who approved the payment of $33.75 million United States dollars because Mr. Yamba's authority had expired and was on leave. Mr. Luandamina, 36, explains that proposed variations and recommendations on the mode of payment for the design and construction of the FTJ University were also approved by the then Acting Secretary to the Treasury, Mukuli Chikuba. Meanwhile, another witness, a drainage engineering assistant from the Ministry of Infrastructure and Urban Development, Muingailunga Habanti, 41, testified that at the time of visiting the FTJ University in the company of officials from the Ministry of Higher Education, General Education, among others, no water reticulation infrastructure was found on site. In this matter, former Secretary to the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, is jointly charged with former Ministry of Higher Education Permanent Secretary Owen Mgemezulu and former Ministry of Education employees Joseph Ntele, Joseph Piri, and Joseph Ngulube on charges of failure to comply with laid-down procedure. In count 1, it is alleged that Yamba, between January 1st, 2017 and December 31st, 2017, being Secretary to the Treasury in the Ministry of Finance, willfully failed to comply with applicable law relating to the management of funds in authorizing an advance payment of $33,750,000 to China Energy Engineering Group Yunnan Electric Power Design Institute Company Limited for the construction of the FTJ University under the Ministry of Higher Education. In the second count, it is alleged that Mgemezulu, between January 1st, 2017 and December 31st, 2017, being Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Higher Education, willfully failed to comply with applicable law relating to the procurement in entering into a contract with China Energy Engineering Group Yunnan Electric Power Design Institute Company Limited. The contract was worth $225 million for the design and building of the FTJ Chiluba University without subjecting the said contract to the Zambia Public Procurement Authority for approval. Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chiwili has adjourned the matter to 7th November 2023. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
43 students from Chasefo district who were sponsored under the 2022 Skills Development Bursary component of the Constituency Development Fund CDF at Ngangani Kachinga Youth Resource Center in Lundazi district have graduated with certificates in their respective fields. The 43 graduates are part of the 76 students that government through Chasefo Town Council sponsored at the total cost of 802,800 kwacha to pursue various skills that will subsequently transform their lives. And speaking during the officiation of the event, Chasefo District Commissioner Jamie Perry has reiterated the significance of skills development. He has since called on stakeholders to closely collaborate with government to ensure that young people are adequately equipped with skills that are necessary for them to effectively contribute to the country's development. Purity Chipoya, a Chasefo resident who graduated in tailoring and designing, has narrated that the skill she has acquired will change her life, contrary to her initial situation when she had no source of livelihood.
Skills development serves as bedrock for national development for every nation. That is the reason why, as government, we are prioritizing the provisions of skills to our youth for their livelihood and self-employment.
Kondwela maningi kuweza kuti wa CDF under Chasefo district ndanitumbiza maningi. Nchinanka chintu chonikondwelesa ngako unitenga kuti chiteko skill. Monga kukhani ya CDF ni alliance si yangana pamenso. Si yangana kuti umwana ni wandani umwana ni wandani. Alliance amene afuna angachite apply ndipo bamavomekeza kulingana na qualifications ya mena ali nayo.
The Information and Communication Technology University has observed that limited information technology infrastructure is undermining the country's ability to spur e-commerce. ICEU Deputy Vice-Chancellor Kelvin Chibomba underscored the need for collective efforts towards addressing barriers to e-commerce. Speaking during the launch of InfoBiz of Econti, the ultimate social marketplace designed for Africa and beyond, Dr. Chibomba stressed the need to build trust on the digital platforms. Founded by the visionary Lusaka businessman Patrick Mungo, says Econti goes beyond being just a social network for businesses. And Econti representative Chanda Kanswe says they are committed to complementing the government's efforts to promote small and medium enterprises in the country. Zambia Sugar Chief Executive Officer Oswald Magwenzi will be honored at the Africa Safety Congress and AfriSafe Awards for his leadership commitment to occupational safety and health in Africa. Magwenzi has also been designated as a keynote speaker at the aforementioned event slated for the 10th of November 2023 at the Federal Palace Hotel in Lagos, Nigeria. He is an experienced agribusiness executive with over 30 years of expertise in the sugar, irrigation and international finance sectors. Magwenzi has been leading Zambia Sugar, Africa's largest single-mill sugar factory, since 2021, driving the vision for a safe, healthy and respectful workplace. The Congress, themed Collaborating for a Safer and Sustainable Africa, will bring together over 600 on-site delegates and over 10,000 online attendees. This is contained in a statement issued by Zambia Sugar Corporate Affairs Department. We take our second and final break. We have international and sports news after the break.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days in forgotten stories. we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
News: the lower Volta Basin in Ghana is grappling with a dire situation following the release of excess water from the Akosombo and Kpong dams, leading to severe flooding. The resilient residents are fighting against both the fury of nature and the deluge caused by man-made actions, with their very existence hanging in the balance. 46-year-old Kojo Atsu is one of the over 25,000 people who are now homeless. He and his family were saved just before his 3-bedroom apartment collapsed. Many others have lost their businesses to the flood waters. Here's a roundup of international news for more.
The lower Volta Basin in Ghana is grappling with a dire situation following the release of excess water from the Akosombo and Kpong dams, leading to severe flooding. The resilient residents are fighting against both the fury of nature and the deluge caused by man-made actions, with their very existence hanging in the balance. 46-year-old Kojo Atsu is one of over 33,000 people who are now homeless by Monday, October 16. He and his family were saved just before his 3-bedroom apartment collapsed.
The water in this community is very bad for us. More than 1 week, we couldn't do anything about this water.
Critical installations, including hospitals, morgues, schools, banks and marketplaces, are all underwater. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, with support from the Ghana Navy and other security agencies, are frantically working to relocate the affected people.
I would demand a probe into this affair. People must not get away, so that most importantly, there will be reforms and this will not recur. And then we must be thinking about an engineering solution as a country.
Health experts fear a potential outbreak of waterborne diseases.
They can get cholera outbreaks. We can get typhoid outbreaks over there because of the pooling and puddling of water all over. Malaria cases may be on the rise as well.
The Akosombo and Kpong dams play a crucial role in providing hydroelectric power, producing about 1,072 megawatts of Ghana's total energy mix. The spillage, which appears to have no end in sight, is to protect the dams from collapse.
The spilling may continue, even though they are anticipating that the levels may drop down to the phase 1. And to safeguard this dam, it means that we have to spill water.
As of Thursday, October 12th, the water level was 276.92 feet, 0.92 feet above the maximum level.
Cameroon politician Joshua Osai. On Sunday, he was elected as the new leader of the Social Democratic Front, one of the country's 2 main opposition parties. Previously its vice president, he succeeded the movement's founder John Frundi, who died in June after presiding over the SDF since its creation in 1990. Osai obtained 62% of the vote during the party's elective convention and will now lead the SDF into the 2025 general elections. Although its leading opposition party, it has only 5 seats in the current 180-seat parliament, down from 18 in the previous legislature. Osai was the party's candidate in the 2018 presidential election, but came 4th with just over 3% of the vote. Parliament has been dominated for decades by the all-powerful Cameroonian People's Democratic Movement. It's led by 90-year-old Paul Biya, who's ruled the country since 1982. He's regularly accused by the United Nations and international NGOs of repressing the opposition, journalists and civil society leaders. A wave goodbye as Britain's King Charles and his wife head to Nairobi. The visit is full of symbolism. It was in Kenya in 1952 that his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, learned that she'd become monarch. And Charles's state visit will be his first to a Commonwealth nation since he succeeded her last year. There's nothing he is bringing to Kenya. He's just coming to visit. He's wealthy, he has everything. There's no way I'm going to benefit as a citizen. We'll just suffer economically because a lot of businesses are going to close down and roads will be blocked. That day will be very hard for us in the transport sector.
I don't think the King's visit will have any big or positive impact on the economy of Kenya. I think it will just cause a lot of congestion and confusion in the city, a lot of disruption of businesses.
But as you've just heard, many people in Nairobi don't see the benefit of his visit. The Commonwealth groups together 56 independent countries, most of which have historical ties to Britain.
King Charles is visiting Kenya, noting that we are the children of the Queen. They gave us independence from the British colonial era, and Kenya belongs to Britain, and therefore when the king visits here it is wonderful, but we expect him to give back.
In my opinion, the British, in regards to the Mau Mau, they should compensate them, they should find a way of reaching out to them, especially to those who've never received any form of compensation.
King Charles III will be in Kenya from the 31st of October to the 3rd of November.
And in sports news, the Zambia women's hockey national team has managed to beat Namibia by 3-2 at the ongoing Paris 2024 Olympic qualifier games taking place at Tuks Stadium in South Africa. Martha Kalomo, Caro Nakombe and Christine Kaluba 50 scored for Zambia, while Tisha Semedo and Adore Meyer scored for Namibia. Women's hockey national team assistant coach Godfrey Lwando has described Monday's win as motivating for the team. Meanwhile, striker Martha Kalomo says the weather contributed to her team not scoring a lot of goals. Meanwhile, the men's team hockey national team has been knocked out of the Paris 2024 Olympic qualifier games after losing 2 games in a row. The team in their first game with Ghana lost by 3-1 and further went on to lose by 1-0 against Kenya in the second game.
Today it was all about staying tactical discipline and staying focused to the game plan. That's what was the whole idea about today. Knowing fully well that any mistake from today's game is going to be out of the tournament. So we are staying focused and staying tactical discipline. Going back to the next game will be more again to stay tactical discipline and stay focused, work as a team, and make sure to apply whatever the coaches are teaching and everyone to contribute.
Today we got a win, and like yesterday that we got a lose, and this is a great achievement for us. We are hoping to come back, we go back to the revision again on the board, and then tomorrow we have to come back full force again. We really need a win tomorrow again.
The team was good, and I think we started very well from the start up to the end. The boys played very well. I must recommend them for that, for the spirit that they had. I think we missed out chances, and it says that we had so many chances, like we create a lot of chances, but I think they couldn't utilize them for goals. That has led us to
end the news, the top stories once again. Former President Edgar Lungu blocked from accessing the PF Secretariat. Alliance for Community Action condemns police brutality of opposition cadres. UPND youths in KANYAMA vowed to go back to markets and bus stops. In international news, floods in Ghana displaced 26,000 people in the east of the country. And in sports news, hockey women's team record first win as men's team gets knocked out of games. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Exodus 14, verse 13. Moses answered the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring to you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again." Thank you for watching Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.